Hello, welcome back to the channel, friends. Today's video is obviously going to be a little different than our usual weekly vlog, but this is something that does need to be addressed. And so many of you have been asking for this update, and I've been promising you an update, and here I am. So most of you know that have been a part of our channel. We have had a precious little boy with us for the last year. His name is Kellen. For those of you that don't know, we took guardianship of Kellen last year, and he's been with us for a year with the potential of possibly adopting him permanently. And that guardianship was up in the middle of February, and I promised to give you guys an update on Kellen, whether he was going to get to stay here with us in Alaska or his family was going to make him go back home. I have prayed about this video. I have lost sleep about this video, and it's because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and you guys know that. And this is a very sensitive topic. It's very fresh, and my flesh, my human body, wants to say so much. I have a lot to say. I have this strong desire to tell our side of the story, but through a lot of prayer and contemplation, I've just determined that this is not the best place to do that, and those things are best to be kept private. And so I told you guys before, when Kellen came to live here with us, that I would never go into detail about why his family decided to send him here. That's their private business, and I just don't feel that it's my place to put anybody else's business out there. That's just not what I'm about. Our goal was Kellen. We loved Kellen from the day we met him in Virginia. They were our neighbors, and that's how Parker met Kellen. They were just joined at the hip. He was at our apartment almost every day. We took him places with us, and from the day we met him, it was just like this natural thing. Kellen just blended with our family. He was a wonderful child. We wanted to bring him with us to Alaska when we came. We knew that his family was struggling. We knew that he was struggling with some behavioral issues in school and acting out. We were very confident in bringing Kellen with us, but they weren't ready to make that decision, and that's fine. So once we got to Alaska, we hadn't been here maybe 3 or 4 months, and his family reached out and asked if the offer still stood and if we still wanted to take Kellen. They thought it would be good for him and also to give his mom a chance to kind of, get things right in her life. So we, of course, accepted with just nothing on the table. Like, yes, bring him, give him to us. We are happy to have him. There was no doubts. There was no reservations. So you guys know Kellen. You guys know Kellen. You see him in every video. Kellen is hilarious. He is a hard worker. He has the biggest heart that I have ever seen. He's always willing to help and goes the extra mile. He just is very special. So with that being said, Kellen's family, his mom, has decided not to let Kellen stay here. And of course, we knew that was a possibility when we got him, but that doesn't make it any easier at all. So I want to be fair. Obviously, this is my YouTube channel, and they're not here to tell their side. And so I do want to be fair and just say that his mom was willing to let him stay under the condition of shared custody. I have a lot of feelings behind that. But the main thing that Joe and I have talked about is that we don't feel that that is fair to us. It's not shared custody when the responsibility of taking care of the child is not a shared responsibility. And I'm not just talking financially. I'm talking everything that goes into raising a child from sunup to sundown, the good days, the bad days, the medical appointments, the educational needs, because as you guys know, I've homeschooled Kellen this last year. When he wakes up crying with a bad dream, when he falls and gets hurt, when he's acting out and being disobedient and needs correction, like just the everyday management of raising Kellen falls solely on our shoulders, which we don't mind. But we don't feel it's fair that we share the custody rights to Kellen with someone that is not partaking in the responsibilities of raising him. So we just don't feel that that's right. You know, we're the ones doing the thing. And I don't feel that we should have to forever tiptoe around other people and feel like we have to ask permission for certain things with a child that we are taking care of and raising. That is just mine and Joe's stance on it. So there's a lot that goes on with that. You know, Joe and I are very particular about the way that we raise our children and the lifestyle that we live and the principles that we have. And we just aren't comfortable co-parenting with someone else that doesn't exactly line up with all of our values. Not to say that's a bad thing, like to each their own. Not everybody has to live like us and have the beliefs that we have, but we're just not willing to do that. So we did offer open adoption. There is closed adoption, there's open adoption. Closed adoption, obviously, is where the child has no contact with the biological family at all. Open adoption is the complete opposite of that. It's, you know, we're not adopting Kellen as an infant. Kellen is an 8-year-old child that knows his family, and despite anything that may have happened in the past, he loves his mom, he loves his grandma. That is his family. And Joe and I feel it would be detrimental to Kellen if we ever try to take his family away from him. I grew up in a dysfunctional home. I grew up in and out of foster care. And I'll tell you what, no matter what my mom ever did to me, not my dad. My dad was never around. He was a deadbeat, never in my life at all. So he's just kind of out of the equation. But no matter what my mom ever put us kids through, I still loved her. And she was still my mom. And I was still homesick for her every foster home that I was in. And it just did more harm than good to me when certain people tried to keep me from her or keep me from my siblings. It was devastating to me. So I know what that felt like, and I would never do that to Kellen. So Joe and I agreed to an open adoption, which would essentially look exactly the way it's looked this last year that Kellen has been here. We would legally be his parents and have all of the responsibilities and, you know, able to make decisions for him medically, whatever he needs. But his family could still see him whenever they wanted. They could still talk to him. They could still FaceTime him like they've done this whole year that he's been here. We had even come up with an entire visitation schedule where they could see Kellen multiple times throughout the year. Half the summer, every other birthday, every other Christmas, every other Thanksgiving. Like, we in no way were trying to take this child from his family. In no way, shape, form, or fashion. But for liability purposes and legalities, there can't be this gray in between where we're taking on someone else's child and there's no permanency in that. That is not smart on our part. And Kellen has been bounced around a lot in his life. And Joe and I do not want to participate in subjecting him to more back and forth. That is not what Kellen needs. Kellen has thrived in this home, you guys. He has in all the ways. I put together a video compilation of Kellen's last year here with our family. And I just thought that, one, I don't need to defend me and Joe and our decision and what our priorities were and our goals were and I don't need to defend that. I know our hearts. God knows our hearts. And I think that the video footage from this last year just speaks volumes. It speaks for itself. I don't need to say anything else. Kellen arrived here 7 years old, 109 pounds, with nothing but the clothes on his back. He's now 90 pounds and a strong little whippersnapper. You guys see him hauling logs and firewood and all the things. He is healthy. He's been given a healthy diet and learned the importance of good food and how to fuel your body, not just to give in to those cravings. Educationally, the public school system in Virginia labeled Kellen. He was labeled, and that label followed him. Whether it was true or not, every teacher that looked at him had a bias about him because of what they had heard about him. And Kellen loves school. It's not the academics. It was the environment that he was in. And in my opinion, the public school system is no place for any child today with the things that are being taught. So when we brought him here, you guys, he couldn't read. He could barely write his name. And he is reading at a 3rd grade level. He's not only writing, he is writing in cursive. And he's smart. He gets up in the morning and he gets his books out and he does all his lessons. And I sit down and check his work and teach him the new concepts. But he does his work. He jumps up. He does his chore for the day. He knows once all of his stuff is done, he can go ride snow machines. He can go play outside with the animals. Like routine and structure, consistency, stability, love, and discipline, discipling, correction has just done so much for this child. My heart is broken. Joe's heart is broken. Parker's heart is broken. We did not want Kellen to leave. Kellen did not want to leave, and he pleaded with his mom to stay. And in my opinion, he had very valid points. He told her, I don't want to go back to public school. I like being homeschooled. And he said, I finally have a dad. And you guys know that Joe is a very quiet person. He's very introverted, but to see the way that he has taken this child on as his own and loved him as his own has touched me in a way that I cannot even put into words. The day that his grandma came up to get Kellen, they spent the night in Anchorage and they flew out the next morning. She sent me a picture of Kellen crying as the airplane left the tarmac. And he cried out, I want my dad. I want my dad. And it was devastating to see that. And I'll tell you something, and I wasn't going to bring this up, but it has to be said because we've gotten enough nasty comments over the last year that I'm going to address it. Kellen doesn't care what our skin color is, and we don't care what his skin color is. That has never been relevant to our family. God made us all. We are of one blood in every nation. The Bible tells us that. And I have had things said to us, not just by YouTube viewers, but people in Kellen's own family that have been a slap in the face to us because that has never even been on the table for us. We love Kellen for who Kellen is. And I don't care that he's a different color. And he doesn't care that we're a different color. And color doesn't matter at all. Period. End of story. So I've talked longer than I said I was going to because I really wanted you guys to be able to enjoy this little video compilation I put together of Kellen's year here in Alaska. All of his adventures, his firsts, riding a motorcycle, learning how to ride a snow machine, fishing, catching his first fish, all of his homeschooling, everything he's learned, I give the credit to Kellen. Sure, Joe and I put in a lot of time, energy, effort, and love into this little boy, but I'll tell you guys, coming from a broken home myself, I know all too well that I could have chosen to stay in the cycle or I could have chosen to get out and to be different, and I chose to be different. And Kellen has made the choice to be different. Kellen could have came here and just failed. Kellen could have had a horrible attitude. Kellen could have made us so miserable that we wanted to send him back to his family. Kellen made the decision to be better. And it's because he finally had all that he wanted and all that he needed. And that was just stability and consistency and a mother and a father in the same home. The same-sex parent is so crucial in a child's upbringing, and Kellen never had that. And you guys know, you've seen the videos, he follows Joe around. He wants to dress like Joe. He wants to talk like Joe. We will always be Kellen's family, and if his family changes their mind and decides they want to send him back, our door will always be open, but it will be open under the option of an open adoption only. We will not share custody. We will not do the back and forth. I can't do the gray areas. I can't do the uncertainties. We cannot do that. So that is the only terms that we're willing to take Kellen back. And that paperwork would need to be drafted and finalized by an Alaska court judge before he ever steps foot back into Alaska. Because this year has been beautiful, but this year has been an emotional roller coaster for our family. And there's so much that I don't share because I'm well aware that his family watches our YouTube channel. So if Kellen were to ever come back, I would foster that relationship with his family through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I would foster a relationship with them for Kellen's sake. That is all I wanted to share with you guys, is that Kellen is no longer with us. We took him to Anchorage about 2 days ago, and I bought him a little blanket with all the pictures of our adventures with him here, so that he could hug that at night. I bought him a little stuffed animal with our family photo on it with Lexi and James. He helped put together the puzzle of our salmon fishing trip, and Joe glued that onto a canvas for him. We just pray that we can always still be in Kellen's life. And, everybody says we've been a blessing to Kellen, but Kellen's been the blessing to us. And it's really, it's grieving a loss right now, Parker is in a room by himself, which was really hard for P. He lost his brother, his best friend. We came home and his snow boots were sitting by the front door, and the house is quiet. We don't hear Kellen's little feet coming down the stairs in the morning. He was always the first one up, and we used to tease him because he came down the stairs like a herd of elephants. Oh my gosh, he would shake the whole cabin. Doosh, 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 doosh. We always knew when Kellen was awake. But anyway, I'm going to stop, you guys. You're not my counselors. This is not a therapy session. And over time, I know that God will heal our hearts. And if there's one thing I've learned in my life, like I said in the video of when we got Kellen, God has a plan. And God's plan is always better than our own, even when things don't make sense at the time. Later on, you usually look back and go like, oh yeah, I see now why he did that, So we're not kicking down doors. We are just going to allow God to guide us through this, and also guide Kellen's family. And we pray for them, and we pray for Kellen. And I'm excited that we got to share Kellen with you guys. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and lead into this compilation of Kellen's last year here with us. And I know it's a bit of a longer video, and if you don't want to stay for the whole thing, I completely understand. I really put this together for Kellen because if he never gets to come home, I want him to be able to remember. If you leave comments on this video, please be kind and be mindful of his family. Any nasty comments towards his family, or our family for that matter, will be immediately deleted. I'm just not going to have Kellen looking back on this video years down the line and see people saying things about his family or whatever. It's just not, it's not appropriate. So most of you don't, almost like 99% of you don't, but I'm just throwing that out there. I'll just delete it. It's just not, it's not appropriate. But yeah, enjoy the video, you guys. Life will be different without Kellen, and we're just going to take it one day at a time.
Don't want to sleep tonight at all. Just want to watch them stars fall. But you don't want to try to make up dreams just to be seen. I want to lay here beside you, all quiet. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, there's high grass and bare feet. Oh, but you each second is a treat. I keep my balance next to you. It's true. Nowadays there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. It's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. We're beyond good. I've never been so ready. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell worry goodbye. It's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Is it just me, or is it hard to agree with what you're trying to explain? I don't mind feather wings nor diamond rings, but that's not how you get to me, no. We could sit in the shade, talk till late, and then we'll see. We can go for walks, stroll down the city park, and maybe, just maybe, sweet delivery is never guaranteed, no matter the place or time. Oh, I like when you're whispering and really listening. Not too much fuss, so keep it easy. We could sit in the shade, talk till late, and then we'll see. We can go for walks, stroll down the city always remain the same. The swallows will be here by dawn. And when we're finally sober, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt. A significant life, just what it was needed. Clean in the blackest night, cloistered in injustice dead. And in the eyes of time, nobody is losing. The sparrows will be here by dawn. When we find it's over, they'll be gone. The trees will bloom and ice will melt. We'll always remember how it felt.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, but life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow, but who knows if we get joy or sorrow. Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't drench your desire in what you can't control. We fly, try so hard to get there, and we might be lost but not forever. There's things in life you simply need to know, but sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end. Don't say you're ridiculous, you're not even close. Don't wish for indifference, you're not one of those. We fall, but we always rise up through it all. We get a little wiser. There's things in life you simply need to know, but sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end. And if you ever wonder, there is nothing wrong with a little thunder. There's things in life you simply need to know about sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end. There's things in life you simply need to know about sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end. Before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your bed. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and beyond your own. But no matter what comes your way, I will stay right here beside you to catch you if you fall. And deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you. Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything I can for you.
Give me some time to get stronger. I'll be okay, just give me a little bit longer. Yeah, we're gonna win the struggle we're in. It's never goodbye till it's over. Come back to love. I was so crazy to lose you. Just come back to love. Let's never do what we used to. Leaving without saying, teasing without playing. I've had enough. So come back to love. You are now. It's probably too late, but here I am reaching my arm out. I want us to win the struggle we're in. It's never goodbye till it's over. Come back to love. I was so crazy to lose you. Just come back to love. Let's never do what we used to. Leaving without saying, teasing without playing. I've had enough. So come back to love. I hope you're still with me. This time will be different. Let's make a decision now. So come back to love. I was so crazy to lose you. Just come back to love. Let's never do what we used to. Leaving without saying, teasing without playing. I've had enough. So come back to
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. And the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: only just for a bit. There's a new day, it is waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There will be new ways. This is not the end.
If I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter? Is it maybe because I never knew quite where I was, and suddenly you told me, baby, you're lost, supposed to do? If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do. Tell me you're the one for me now. I pray that you believe it too. That you're the only one for me, and I'm the only one for you. Tell me you're the one for me now. 'Cause what am I supposed to do? If you are not the one for me, then tell me now what I could do. Tell me you're the one for me now. I pray that you believe it too. That you're the only one for me, and I'm the only one for you. If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne.
Whoa, oh, oh. La da da da, oh, oh, oh. La da da da, oh, oh, oh. La da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da, oh, oh, la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been wrapping presents for you. I've been hanging marbles in the tree. And I've lit my house with Christmas lights. So you should come back home to me. And when we wake up in the morning, I'm gonna play those carols that you love. We'll be singing all the melodies until the sun comes up. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh, la da da da, oh, 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 la da da da. Making our Christmas memories. Yes, these are the good times with you. Don't even care what we do if I spend it with you. Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again. To see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, yeah. I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car.
just wanna watch them stars fall. But you don't wanna try to make up dreams just to be seen. I wanna lay here beside you, oh quiet. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell her goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Sunflowers, high grass, and bare feet.